Welcome to Super Science with Tina. And Cody will be hanging out somewhere and maybe being a little nosy about what we're doing today, but he won't be the subject of our experiment. We're going to give him a little break. Anyways, today we're going to try to make hot ice. So I saw this and thought it was very intriguing that you can make your own hot ice or your own hot ice sculptures. So we want to start off with our scientific method, like we always do. So first, ask a question. Can we make hot ice? Form a hypothesis or an educated guess. I think we can make hot ice, but you're going to need a lot of chemicals. Well, I found out in gathering my materials that you only need two things to make the chemical you need to make hot ice. Vinegar and baking soda. You need 4 cups of vinegar, 4 tablespoons of baking soda, a cooking pot, a lot of time, at least 2 hours, a fridge, and you're going to need a glass container. And you might want to wear gloves because this can get very hot, but make sure you have an adult. Because we want to be supervised and we want to be safe. So here are our ingredients. We have our vinegar. And so we're going to pour that in. 4 cups of that. And then we have our baking soda. And we need 4 tablespoons of that. This is a half tablespoon that I had. So you can do your multiplication and your division and find out that if it's a half, you need 2 of them to make 1. So in this case, I needed 2 times 4. So I needed 8 half tablespoons. But if you have a tablespoon, use that and you only need 4. You combine everything and then you make this mixture. Put it on a low heat. You set your timer for 1 hour. So this is going to crystallize, and you can kind of see it's up to something right now. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to boil it or simmer it at a medium heat. So it is going to bubble up and boil a little bit, but we don't want a full boil because that's going to go over onto our oven top. We don't want that. We just want it to kind of, all the molecules in the 2 ingredients, which is vinegar and baking soda, to combine, because they're going to form something called sodium acetate, which is actually used to preserve food. So think about that next time. There is baking soda and vinegar used as a preservative in things that you might buy at the grocery store. So that is a thought. Also, people use hot ice for like spooky displays, at Halloween, or for special effects to make it look like there's smoke or fog, right? So we are going to see if we can make hot ice sculptures. So actually crystallization and have it pile up. I have not tried this before. I'm trying this for the first time with you, and I'm so super excited to see what happens. So we have to let this sit for an hour. Our timer is ticking away, and then it has to go in the freezer for 20 minutes if you want to speed things up, or if you want to be a little more careful with the experiment and make sure that you are following the directions to a T, you would put it in the refrigerator for 45 minutes. I haven't decided yet. 45 minutes in the fridge or 20 minutes in the freezer. Kind of impatient. I might do the freezer. And then we're going to find out if it works. Will we make hot ice sculptures? We'll find out after we stick it in the freezer or refrigerator. Okay, we're down to our last minute. It has been simmering very nicely for an hour, and if you look inside there and even around the sides of the pan, I see lots of crystallization. So this makes me very hopeful that this is going to turn out very nice. So as you see, we had a lot more liquid in here when we combined the 4 cups of ingredients. We had almost the whole pot filled. But now it has boiled down or simmered down to 1/4 of its size. So we had 4 cups of combined ingredients in a liquid form, and they boiled down 75%. They are now 25% of what they originally were because of the heat. So that would be 1 cup of liquid. So 4 cups reduced by 75% is 1 cup, which is 25% of its original size. So there's lots of math in science. You need it. So our timer just went off. We're at 0. Okay, so we want to make sure we have gloves. This is very hot, and you want to make sure you have an adult. So I have my gloves. I'm going to take our liquid and pour it in here. And now, and this is a glass container, and this is what the experiment calls for, we're going to move it into the freezer. For 20 minutes. Okay, so 20 minutes, we're going to come back, remove it, and we're going to pour it out very slowly and see if we can make hot ice sculptures. So I'm excited because it already looks good. So stay tuned to see what happens. Crystallization is forming. Voila, we have an ice sculpture. Thank you for joining us today and sharing your time with Center for Success. We so appreciate and we are grateful to have the opportunity to be a part of your life. It's great to share a new form of community with you. See you next time.